Hey there, cats and kitties. I am the Blues Man, Johnny Blues, and with this video, I'll be discussing my thoughts on episode 9 of the anime series, Akuma no Riddle. And I have to say, from straight out of the gate, this episode absolutely blew me through the roof. It was action-packed from beginning to end. There was just a fever-pitch cat-and-mouse chase going on between Haru and Banba, respectively, as well as the psyching-out matches going on, and the lethality between Inukai and Takaku was just fascinating beyond reproach. And it really picked up for the pace of the previous episode, which just left a lot to be desired for me. Not least of which because, I love this episode because we got more reflection of Takaku's past, reflecting back on the fact that her mother died shortly after she was born, and the woman we actually saw in previous episodes being flashed back upon, that was, taking her, spiriting her away from this Azuma clan and everything, and telling her to go to the shrine if she felt a sense of needing to kill and everything like that so she wouldn't, was actually, in fact, her aunt and not her mother. But her mother on her deathbed was really sort of asking and pleading with the aunt to spirit her away from this clan. She was very sort of nervous about actually taking those steps, and with good cause, because as we see, basically Takaku's grandmother, the mother of these two women, killed her aunt, killed her own daughter in front of Takaku, who was raised by her aunt and everything like that. I guess she assumed it was her mother. And it was just really riveting and fascinating to find all that out, especially the history that Takaku has and her clan and how that all relates to the situation Takaku finds herself in now, where killing is, a very necessary thing, at least defending one's life. And she's actually pretty much gotten away with not having to take any lives since this scenario began, also going to the extent of vowing to protect Haru and everything like that. And what's more fascinating is the fact that, you have these two expert killers, psychotic though they may be, they're intelligent enough to know to split up Takaku and Haru, make them, far apart from each other so that way they can essentially try to whittle them down. Bamba really focuses on Haru with that hammer, chasing her all through these dorms and everything like that. And it's just astounding to me to actually finally see that Haru is, picking up some of the weight. She's trying to defend herself. She's trying to get away. She's not going on the attack at all, but for one brief moment she actually does when she grabs a fire extinguisher and fires it at Bamba, really sort of disconcerting and disorienting her so she could get away and all this stuff. She ends up hiding in like a closet, and, of course, once Bamba has wiped her eyes free of the stuff, she's chasing her down again and again and again. And in between all of this, we keep flashing back and forth between not only these flashbacks to do with Takaku, but how it relates to the unfolding battle between Takaku and Inukai, who is, she's got her pegged. She knows she's not going to take her life and all this stuff. It takes being cornered, being thrown out of a window, which I did not see coming, completely floored me when Inukai had backed Takaku against that window and pushed her as if it had been already propped that way so that it would fall open. And Takaku essentially falls to what should have been her death. And then, that sort of flashback sequences, they all come to a head in a vision of her mother, in a sort of heavenly, very serene, cloudy atmosphere, hugging her, embracing her from behind, and giving her the peace of mind, letting her understand that life and death, the things you are holding valuable or afraid to, use and utilize for yourself, these are all okay. It's all going to add up okay. And Takaku promises, someday I'll be with you again. And this is where we see she just picks up the pace and she goes right after Inukai, who has now effectively taken out Banba herself, so she could take down Haru, figuring that she's already removed Takaku from the entire equation. Of course, I love when you see that, Inukai has Haru by the throat. She's going to push her out a window as well, and she's threatening her. She's trying to psych her out. How do you feel now, knowing that your protector, Takaku, is dead and everything like that? And Haru is breaking down, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, out of the dark hallway, comes this flying dagger. Takaku comes running down that hallway, and effectively, seemingly, it seems like she's gotten over this sort of, speed bump of her psyche to take lives. She has effectively taken out Inukai, and, Bamba has been taken out as well, so she managed to protect Haru. And it's interesting to me, after the scene is all basically done, you have both Takaku and Haru leaving behind the bodies of these girls, and Takaku basically tells Haru, it's because of you that I managed to have the realization I did. It was because of you I found the strength to come back for you and all this kind of stuff. And I like the idea of them protecting each other and being sort of a yin-yang to each other as far as they complete each other when they're together. And, you know, I really hope, beyond hope, that they will both survive this, whatever is the next step that this conglomerate, whoever's, you know, pulling the strings and putting this all into motion, will let them go freely as they may. And I'm sure there are still revelations to come, of course, because there are still two girls left behind. You know, you have Neo and the other girl who was basically professing now that Inukai and Bamba had been beaten. It was hers, you know, her mental to take hold of. And but it seemed like Neo actually was also very giddy about the idea. You know, we see her in the shower with all this crazy tattoo work on her body, and when she gets the message that, you know, Kai and Bamba had failed, she got the razor-sharp teeth, like she was really happy to maybe have a chance herself to go after Takaku and Haru. And so this was an absolutely stellar episode for me from beginning to end, picked up the pace all the way through it, and just kept me on the edge of my seat and riveted to all the action that was unfolding. And I can't wait to see where we pick up from here, where it's going to go in the last stretch of episodes. And yeah, otherwise, that'll be pretty much it for me on this. Hope this video finds you well, and I'll catch y'all later.